Scott Valentine came to fame as Nick Moore on TV's Family Ties as Mallory Keaton's hippie artist boyfriend. He was only meant to be in one episode, but he became so well liked by the fans, they kept bringing him back. And there was also an attempt to do a spin off titled The Art of Being Nick. And from what I hear, it did garner some good reviews, but the series never took off, and Scott Valentine stayed with Family Ties until its end in 1989. And after that, he became a well-known character actor, guest starring on such hit shows as Lois and Clark, Walker, Texas Ranger, and CSI Miami. Nowadays, he runs his own business and still does this acting thing on the side, but doesn't take it as seriously as he once did. But I believe a screenwriter out there was inspired by the role of Nick when he wrote the role of Kaz in this movie. It's hard to imagine anybody else playing this role because I believe this role in this film was written specifically for Scott Valentine. And the film is called My Demon Lover. The film is about Denny, played by Michelle Little, a 20-something woman who is unlucky in love. She's so sweet and naive, men just kind of walk all over her. Her friend Sonia, played by Gina Galago, a lowbrow psychic, tries to help her out. But we get introduced to another character named Kaz, played by Scott Valentine, a street musician who makes some money just playing around every corner. He is just this goofy, charming guy. And when Denny meets Kaz, she thinks he's a pest. But, of course, he eventually grows on her and they start to have a relationship. And as the relationship starts to grow, Kaz is harboring a dark secret. Whenever he is turned on by a woman, he becomes a monster. Now, I know what you're probably saying. No, I know what you're probably thinking. That sounds like a great premise for a porno. But the movie does, it's PG-13, but the movie does play itself pretty safe, if you know what I mean. Maybe they were trying to get a hard R with this movie, but they decided, no, let's go for a PG-13 thing. And there's also another plot. There is a mysterious killer called the Mangler who is hurting women left and right, and Kaz fears he might be this known person known as the Mangler. I won't tell you any more after that. You're going to have to see the rest of the movie to find out. This is not a great film by any means standards. I mean, when I was a kid, I liked this movie. But as you get older, you get to see the flaws in this movie as it goes on. Now, I did like the Scott Valentine and Michelle Little's chemistry. I think you really bought their relationship. They just have such great chemistry. You enjoy seeing them on screen together. And other actors, supporting actors, don't disappoint. Like Gina Galago as Sonia, who is trying to catch the Mangler, and she's this, like I said, she's this lowbrow psychic, and she has this pretty objective stuff about relationships. And then there's Robert Trevor as Charles, this lovable nerd who is constantly trying to ask Denny out, but even though Denny does like him, but I don't think she likes him I think she likes him as a friend, but not as a boyfriend. Now, I gotta say, towards the end of this movie, the movie sort of becomes like, sort of like Deadpool, but not too extreme, or maybe a Sharknado, because the movie itself, towards the end, becomes a sort of, it's self-aware of its own ridiculousness. It's like the actors kind of give up and they know how ridiculous this is all being. They just kind of went with it. You just kind of see it in their performances, and it just kind of goes in ridiculous level of, you're like, whoa, like all that stuff. I mean, it's nice to see the film knows how to, through the most part, in the beginning and towards the middle, balances the horror and comedy out pretty well. But like I said, towards the end, it goes in that level of self-aware ridiculousness. And I don't know if that was done on purpose or not, but maybe it was. Now, the monster effects are pretty decent. There is one scene of animation. I won't say, you'll know it when you see it. Other than that, the rest of the effects are pretty practical and done on a pretty good level. I mean, if the film was done today, it would probably be over the top CGI-ness. But I gotta say, My Demon Lover is a pretty decent 80s B movie. Not a great movie on any mean standards. So questioning anything in it would be pointless. It's just, I think it was just meant for just 90 minutes of way to forget about your problems. That's what My Demon Lover is. So I give it a 7 out of 10. I'll catch you later.